10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, hello, fuckers.
Oh,
See, I'm just gonna kill the monetization right off the bat.
There you go.
Just fuck it. Fuck.
Fuck the fucking fuckers.
Motherfuckers. Fuck. Anyway,
I'm
welcome
in
to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Week in Geek.
I am in my freezing office. I gotta keep the door shut because I think Maisie's in heat and she's getting aggressive to the other dogs.
Fuck, dude. Turn some heat on or something. What's the temperature there?
Let me see. It was in the teens earlier. 14.
14? Oh, nice. So you're only a couple degrees higher than me. We're 12 right now. So, although the last couple days it's been in the negatives. We got down to like negative 10 yesterday. So
We got more snow dropped today too.
yeah, we got some more snow. I enjoy it. I'm still in that phase of living up north where I'm still enjoying the cold weather and all the snow and shit. It's going to get on my nerves at some point. I don't know how many years it's going to take, but we'll see. Anyway, welcome to the Week in Geek. For everybody on both channels that are watching. Who am I kidding? Nobody fucking watches the Geek channel. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. But for those of you on the other channel that have been watching this for the last 15 years, what's up? How you guys doing? This is going to be a short one tonight. We're only doing an hour because I am doing another chat on the NEA channel right after this at 8 o'clock my time. So it's 7 o'clock my time now. So we're going to do an hour here, hour there. So we've got some geek stuff to talk about. So feel free to bring your geek questions in now and save all your guns and politics questions for the next chat. So anyway, I put two things in the title. It does not have to be the only two things we talk about. However, I feel those are the two most important things to discuss because I ran across a couple things this week that I want to talk about. I understand, Jared, that you have not watched either of them, and you didn't say that. I just know that. I just know that you didn't watch them. However, I want to
assume correctly.
Yes, I want to pitch this. I want to pitch this out there to the audience. Okay, and it's the same pitch I made to you in the in the group chat. Okay, have you in the audience out there in YouTube land? Have you ever wanted to watch Jason Momoa cheese grate a Yakuza member right before he curb stomps a Yakuza member's teeth on a table, all to the beautiful, lovely tones of Air Supply's Making Love Out of Nothing at All? If you have ever wanted to see that, or if, like me, it never even occurred to you that that is something that actually could exist, and then you watched it and were just in awe of how great it was, I give to you the movie Wrecking Crew that is currently on Amazon. I'm going to make a bold statement here. It is the best action movie I have seen this century. I've watched it 3 times in the last 3 days.
Well,
okay,
I have not watched it. I showed it to my cousin on Amazon today, and she watched it.
It is fucking great.
She loved it.
I cannot stop watching this movie. Like I just put it on and just enjoy. It is, and I'll just give you the premise, so I won't spoil anything. It is Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista play brothers who grew up in Hawaii who are trying to find out who killed their father. I will leave it at that because there's obviously more to it than that. First of all, I like Jason Momoa. I pretty much liked him in everything he's ever been in since his Stargate Atlantis days. I know he was in shit before then, but that's when I knew who he was. And then pretty much everything he's done since then, I just like Jason Momoa. He's just a likable guy. Dave Bautista, I've liked, but I've never like sought out Dave Bautista shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he's in stuff that I like, in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's been in things, but I've never like seen like, oh, Dave Bautista's in this new fucking movie. You know what I mean? I gotta see it. Like I have never really given a shit. I can't say this is the best I've ever seen him in anything. And just on a personal note, like you know how he lost a bunch of weight, like he like really slimmed down. Like he's still in shape, but he really slimmed down. There is something about it that makes you take him more seriously. Like watching him. And like he, I don't know. I can't explain it. It makes you take him more seriously. He did not come across at all in this movie as just like the big dumb guy or anything like that.
Well, before too, though, when as monstrously big as he was, it's like really couldn't take his fight seriously because you know he's going to just destroy him. Now it's like a.
Well, and he basically plays like he plays the older brother. Obviously, he plays the older, kind of wiser, more calm of the two brothers, and he's a fucking he's a Navy SEAL. And then his brother's like a fucking Jason Momoa plays a cop. But like he actually like he was the calm, rational one in the movie, right? And he played it well. He played the straight man in an action movie really well. It's like the best I've ever seen Dave Bautista do in a movie. And like him losing weight, it does. It just you take him more seriously when you're watching him, which I know because he said in interviews that's why he did it. You know, he wanted to do stuff that wasn't just fucking being the big dude in a movie. It's a fucking great, glorious action movie. I cannot recommend it high enough. Like for those of us that grew up on action movies in the 80s, right? Like the quote unquote action movie is a genre unto itself. And this is, like I said, this is probably the best action movie I've seen in the 21st century. It's fucking great, dude. Like it's got fucking awesome action scenes that are extremely well done. It's got a great soundtrack, lots of good music in it. Everybody in the movie does a fantastic job. It's got a lot of fucking humor, great fucking one-liners and jokes. It's just fun all around. And it's on Amazon. Like, dude, I would have paid to see this at the movies, hands down. I would have gone to the movies to see this. I'm glad I didn't have to be quite honest. But it's really good. I cannot stress to you enough how good this fucking movie is. So, throwing that out there, giving everybody a shot. Go see this movie or not go see it. Fucking turn on Amazon and watch this movie if you get a chance. Because it's fucking fantastic. And this is so far, granted, I know we're still in January, best movie of the year so far. I don't see how. I mean, yeah, no. I'm calling it right now. This is going to be in my top 10 movies of 2026. I'm calling it right now. I don't know where it's going to be, but it's going to be in my top 10, hands down. So, fucking great movie. Let's see. George says, I hope Lobo steals the show on the Supergirl movie. I watched the two trailers. So they've dropped two trailers. They dropped the first one that wasn't very long, and then they dropped the second one that's a little bit longer and incorporates more of Lobo in it. Because in the first trailer, you just kind of see him in like a shadow in a doorway, just real quick. I watched both trailers. I can tell you that the only thing those trailers did was it get me excited to see Jason Momoa as Lobo. There's nothing in those trailers that made me give a shit about anything else. And
which is fair because we've been wanting him to be Lobo since
Yeah.
his DC debut. Because never made sense to have him be Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever thought that was a good idea except for Snyder.
Yeah, and now don't get me wrong. I actually did like him as Aquaman. He played a very, very different type of Aquaman than I've ever seen
He
before.
basically played Lobo as Aquaman.
Yeah, yeah, and so I enjoyed it. I liked both Aquaman movies. I liked him at least in the Zack Snyder version of Justice League. So I thought he was good. It's not an Aquaman I had ever read before in the comics, but I still liked it. But however, obviously he was made to be Lobo. Like,
well, he was joking in interviews with Aquaman 2, like when the guy that plays Ocean Master. Yeah. He
would have made a fucking great Aquaman.
They were kidding around each other. Said, "Well, I thought you should be an Aquaman."
Yeah, but I mean,
he looks like what Aquaman should look like.
Yeah, no, hell yeah, he does. But yeah, no, that trailer has not gotten me excited for the movie in any way other than I want to see Jason Momoa be Lobo. Like that's the only thing that trailer did. There was nothing else in that trailer that was like, oh, that was cool. Oh, that I want to see that. There's nothing else in that trailer that did anything for me at all. And arguably, with my geek history, right, I should be way more excited from trailers. I should be way more excited for Supergirl than I am Masters of the Universe, because Masters of the Universe was never really my thing. Yet I watched these two trailers. I'm excited for Masters of the Universe. I just want to go see Supergirl because fucking Lobo's in it. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's just, and I don't know if that's indicative of the movie. I mean, look, I could go see both these movies, and Masters of the Universe could be a steaming pile of shit, and Supergirl could be fucking great. I have no idea. We only have the trailers.
It could be the whole like Fantastic Four and Batman Begins thing again. Because when those trailers dropped for those movies, people were more excited for Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Than Batman Begins. Then when the movies came out, it was the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it could totally be that exact thing. I have no idea. Trailers are, as we've found out many, many, many fucking times, are not indicative of the movies a lot of the times. So, whatever. I don't know. But just strictly going by the trailer. Supergirl trailer, really just nothing. I couldn't. It would be a movie I would wait to fucking see when I could stream it somewhere, except for the fact that fucking Jason Momoa is playing Lobo, so I will go see it at the movies just for that. Unless they drop another trailer closer to the release date and it looks awesome. I mean, that has happened before. There's been plenty of times where they drop a first trailer and you're like, oh, okay. And then they drop another trailer and you're like, oh, yeah, that looks good. So, who the fuck knows? I don't know. But, oh, speaking of comic book shit, and I told you guys this. I watched Wonder Man. It dropped on Wednesday or Thursday or something. I watched it on Thursday. I'd seen the trailers for Wonder Man were bad, like really, really bad, right? Yeah. And also, who gives a shit at this point? You know what I mean? I mean, Marvel's Disney Plus TV shows. I mean, there are some. Don't get me wrong. There's some I like. I love Loki. Loved Hawkeye. I liked WandaVision, and I liked Moon Knight. But then there's a lot of shit. Secret Invasion was a steaming pile of shit. Miss Marvel was fine, perfectly acceptable if you're a 14-year-old girl, right? Like, because that's the crowd it was made for, but not for me. Falcon and Winter Soldier, fucking, so much wrong with that fucking show. Like, it's 50-50 at best with the Marvel Disney Plus.
Falcon and Winter Soldier is like, you want us to feel bad for the terrorists. It's like, just fuck off.
Yeah. I just, it's again 50-50 at best. Like, there is a 50-50 chance that they drop something Marvel related on Disney Plus. It's gonna fucking suck. So the trailers for Wonder Man I thought they were fucking awful. I was mildly intrigued because Ben Kingsley's in it, and I've loved Ben Kingsley since we're the same age, so you remember this. Since I saw Sneakers as a kid, remember Sneakers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I knew he was like in Gandhi, and he's been in other shit from before then. But like, Ben Kingsley is a great actor, and as much as the whole Mandarin thing was pissed off a lot of fans, me included, it was nothing against fucking Ben Kingsley, right? Like, I thought he was great. And I also thought he was great when they brought him back in Shang-Chi, right? Like, he was great in that. I like his character of Trevor in those movies as this like fucking pathetic actor and shit. So I was curious about that because he was in the trailers. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to watch it. So I watched the first episode. And the thing's 8 episodes long, and they're like 30 to 35-minute episodes, right? So, I mean, it's like 4 hours. It's like watching 2 movies, basically, to watch this show. So I watched the first episode because I'm like, okay, I'm going to at least check it out. It's Marvel. Fuck it, I'm gonna try. And I watched the first episode, and I went, huh, that was not at all what I was expecting, and it was pretty good. And so I put the next episode on, and before I knew it, Thursday, after I got home from work, I had watched all 8 episodes. And I got to say, it was really good. Now, it might not be for everybody because it does, like, how do I explain this? Because I don't want to spoil it. I don't know there's much to spoil, but basically, like, the movie, it's not a superhero show, right? Like, obviously, he has powers, but he's one of the points of the show is he's just a regular dude that he wants to be an actor because like he just grew up like a lonely kid who was obsessed with movies and all this shit.
So it's nothing like the comic book.
No, it's nothing like the comics, right?
So what's
like he didn't start off as a bad guy or anything like that. It's nothing like the fucking comics. And no, by the way, George, it's not. By the way, George, it's not woke at all. Like there's nothing woke in it.
The thing I get annoys me the shit out of me more than anything. Good, like you said, it's probably. I haven't watched it. You say it's a good show. Probably is a good show. Why fucking call it Wonder Man if it has nothing to do with Wonder Man?
Well, I mean, he is. He has powers, but it's just. Well, they just changed his origin.
They're like original concepts to like IPs, just because nobody would watch it if it wasn't called Wonder Man.
Oh yeah, no. I will say, from a modern standpoint, the comic version of Wonder Man's origin story is fucking retarded. He's just some random dude that I think he worked in a fucking office, and then what's his face gave him fucking powers. He becomes a bad guy, and then doesn't become a bad guy, and then decides to become a fucking actor, and then a stunt man, and then an actor again, and then gets famous, but then kind of becomes a bad guy again, but then becomes a good guy again, and then like it's a weird origin. And to me, it makes way more sense that this would just be a dude who had always wanted to be an actor. Right? And anyway, I thought they streamlined his origin in a good way. Because they weren't going to bring in the Brotherhood of Evil and all that shit and have somebody give him powers, because there's no Brotherhood of Evil in Marvel, and you got to do way too much fucking... You'd have to spend an entire show just telling the origin of the Brotherhood of Evil just to explain Wonder Man's origin.
I found as like an origin thing. So he was the son of an inventor, Sanford Williams, who was the owner of a major tech company. Tony Stark bought the company and Williams' family business, and Simon blamed Stark for all of the firm's collapses, blah, blah, blah. Then Baron Zemo granted them powers with ionic powers. Change of heart, resurrection, new life, blah, blah, blah. It's very convoluted.
It's a whole thing. And that's, dude, and everything you've just described is like in his first 5 appearances. Like his first 5 issues of showing up in a comic book, right? Because for those that read the comic, like he actually died pretty fucking early after becoming a good guy. Like he was not around very long before he was like a guy who worked for his dad and then became a supervillain and then became a good guy and then fucking died.
Well, I think he's kind of like Marvel Comics Keeney from South Park. Oh my God, they killed Simon.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, the point is they streamline his origin, and he is somebody who has powers. And I will tell you straight up in the show, they do not explain how he got powers. He doesn't know how he got powers, right? He has no idea. So they're leaving that open for, that kind of thing. He knows he has powers. He doesn't know how to use them. He doesn't know how to control them. He doesn't want them. He wants to be an actor because of stuff that happened with his dad and when he was a kid and all this shit.
An actor.
Yeah, he wants to be an actor. And the show is essentially it's a buddy comedy between him and Trevor. And by the way, Ben Kingsley steals the fucking show and is goddamn fantastic in this. Playing that character of Trevor, the act, like there's like a joke through it. People keep going, "Hey, weren't you the Mandarin? Weren't you a terrorist?" Which he's trying to forever fucking live down. And look, there is a kind of a superhero story going on in the background because he has powers and stuff like that. But honestly, the show itself is not a superhero show. It's a buddy comedy about one dude who is a disgraced actor who's been acting for decades, and the other dude who's just a fucking nobody who wants to fucking become an actor. It's something he's always wanted to do. And they fucking, become friends. And basically Trevor's like his fucking mentor. There's like I said, it's not what you're expecting at all. Do not expect to watch a superhero show. There are superpowers in it. And in the last episode, shit happens, which is fucking awesome. When stuff finally does start happening at the very end, it's great. And does maybe slightly lean into how at least Simon could be perceived as a bad guy in the last episode. But again, I'm not going to spoil it. It was good, dude. I found myself like I couldn't stop watching it. I binge watched all 8 episodes like immediately Thursday after I watched the first episode. I was really fucking surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did for something that fucking like the way the trailers portrayed it. I shouldn't have liked it. Honestly, even the fucking premise of the show, it just being like a fucking buddy comedy fucking show with these 2 dudes who are real fucking different. Just seems like something that, maybe you wouldn't be that
surprising because the development started during the time when they were doing absolutely shit on the Disney shows, just shitting on the Marvel Comics and stuff, and with the She-Hulk show and the secret invasion thing, all those were just god awful.
Oh yeah, She-Hulk and Secret Invasion
and this was in development during all that time, so it's surprising. It's good.
It is. It's very surprising. It's good, especially given the fact that much like what they did with She-Hulk, they did a very similar thing here. I would say, just in the sense of like really changing what you expect out of a fucking Marvel superhero show.
Yeah.
Except with She-Hulk, they did it in the worst fucking possible way. Well, you know what I mean?
You had the actual director of She-Hulk flat out say she's going to do stuff to piss off fans.
Yeah. So it is, because that is similar. It defies your expectations of a Marvel show. Like it's not a superhero show. Like I can't specify that enough. It is not a superhero show. Wonder Man. Don't expect it to be a superhero show. So, but anyway, I liked it a lot. I did not have any expectations for this show whatsoever because, again, dude, Disney Plus, Marvel is, and it sucks, dude, because I really want Marvel to be good. Marvel was good for 10 years. And being such a huge fucking dude, a huge comic book nerd who grew up obsessed with all these characters in these comics, you know, like you want it to be fucking good. Like people act like, and this is a big consensus, I think, on you know, half of the fucking, I don't even want to call it fandom because a lot of these fucks aren't even fans. They just fucking want to defend everything woke Hollywood does. But like there's this fucking consensus that people want to hate shit. I don't want to hate this shit, dude. I want it to be fucking good.
That's the whole thing's going on right now too with the horrible train wreck of the Starfleet Academy.
Oh,
the show failed. It's like dropped off Paramount's watch list on the third episode. It's not even on their top 10. You're getting reruns of like 90s sitcoms outperforming it.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
you got these people defending it left and right on social media, and so Star Trek pushed that myth that Star Trek fans hate everything new. When they like to publish a parody article from the 80s that like with people hating TNG, that was a parody article that they like cite as like a real article now. No, we don't hate everything new in Star Trek. We hate bad writing. That's all that's ever been since Kurtzman.
I just well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Marvel, man. Like, we want it to be good. People talk about it like you just go. Like same thing with Star Wars, everything, right? Like, these are franchises that we grew up on.
I want like intelligent, smart writing. Don't treat the audience like morons. And
don't take characters or don't take fucking characters that have been around for fucking decades, whether it's Star Wars or Marvel or DC, and fucking put them in some bullshit ass, you know, film college fucking script for some woke nerd who fucking can't get their own shit fucking produced because they suck at their fucking job. So they take characters that are beloved and fuck them up to put their own bullshit in. You know what? Fucking get good. Fucking write your own shit.
Earlier, like all they want to do is attach an IP name to their original stuff, which is
they want to take their own characters and their own stories and their own ideas and force them on into storylines and characters that are not that.
Yep.
And then get pissed off and fucking say you're racist, sexist, homophobic when you don't fucking like it. Because here's the thing. I didn't just come in to this fucking IP, to this fucking franchise, to these characters, to this world, to this universe 10 minutes ago like you fucking did. Okay? Like this is shit. I grew up on Star Wars and Star Trek and Marvel and DC. I grew up on this shit. Like I have had this shit in my head since I can fucking remember, since I have memories of being 4 years old, 3 years old. I remember at 3 years old seeing fucking Empire Strikes Back at the movies.
George Cortez makes a good point too. Like he refuses to watch Star Trek Academy because there's no female Jem'Hadar.
Well, like I said, we talked about this before.
They explained this thing too. Is like it's a Klingon Jem'Hadar hybrid.
Yeah, but see, my thing is
who's also non-binary in a lesbian relationship with somebody.
So the whole non-binary lesbian relationship shit is forced and stupid and retarded.
Not to mention
the whole thing. Now, like I've said before,
the Jem'Hadar more than likely were sterile because they were genetically created.
Here's the thing: you can do that, and I don't give a shit in a good show because this is Star Trek. You can Star Trek your way out of anything. They can say after the Dominion War, Federation scientists figured out a way for Jem'Hadar to reproduce because they didn't want them to fucking die out or something, to save their species. Like you can start.
If you go by Star Trek's rules, though, the Federation hates genetic augments.
No, I understand.
That's what the Jem'Hadar are. The Vorta, the Jem'Hadar, they're all genetic augments.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, if it was a good
you
show,
gotta have an explanation. You can't just say, "Here's this." Worf had a detailed back history why he's in the Federation. His colony was destroyed. He was an orphan. He's adopted by human parents.
Yeah. Like I said, in a good show, you can put a Jem'Hadar Klingon hybrid in there in a good show where it's explained, and no Star Trek fan would fucking think twice about it. They'd be like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. The Federation decided to save the Jem'Hadar and figured out a way for them to fucking not be sterile and live longer than, what was it, 5 years or some shit like that."
Well, we really don't know how long they could live because they're always at battle and they're.
Well, yeah, but like the oldest one we ever saw was like 5 years old or some shit.
I think 8 or 9.
It was something like that. But anyway, like you could Star Trek that shit if you wanted to, and in a good show where it was obvious that the writers put good Star Trek logic and time and effort into explaining why that happened. No Star Trek fan would fucking care. We'd be like, "Oh, that's cool." But when you just drop some shit without explaining it, because clearly you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and you don't bother to explain it because you don't even fucking understand the history of these fucking characters and these species in this fucking universe, then it becomes a fucking problem.
Well, it's like the race that's half black, half white, like from TOS. They show one of those in the trailer for Star Trek Academy, which is 900 years in the future. There were only 2 left, and they're both male, and they hated each other.
True. But, again, you can Star Trek it and say, again, in a good show, you would say, "Oh, well, that species also had a colony somewhere else." Well, simple shit. Like, you can explain, if you have a valid reason for putting that character in the show, you can Star Trek it. Star Trek's done it many. Look at all the shit they did to explain. Look at all the shit they did to explain why Klingons fucking look different than they did in TOS. And guess what? It was kind of stupid, but guess what? They put some thought and effort into it, and we went, "Okay, cool." You know what I mean? Yeah. We were like, "Okay, cool. You obviously care. You thought about it. Yeah, we all know the reason you had to come up with it was because, you wanted to make cooler looking Klingons in the fucking, when the motion picture started coming out. So you just fucking changed it. And then you had to go back later on and create an explanation why Klingons look different. But at least you fucking did it, and you put the time and effort into fucking explaining it. Cool. Awesome. Whatever. Star Trek. And you were doing it with good, well-written content that works for the Star Trek universe. So Star Trek fans didn't care.
Yep. They don't explain anything in modern Trek because, when Discovery started,
they don't know anything about Trek.
When the Discovery started, the Klingons were blue.
Yeah. No, they don't. The thing is, they don't know. The people writing this shit and producing this shit don't know a fucking thing about Star Trek. That's why.
They made this weird, stupid thing where the bath lifts point it backwards.
Yeah,
make them a useless weapon.
When
they're not at war, the bath lifts are turned the other way around.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's getting infuriating, and
at least the good thing from everything I've seen that so far with Kirkman's out.
Yeah,
they're going to reboot Star Trek.
I wonder who they're bringing in. I wonder if anybody that has been associated with Star Trek is going to.
I would almost think they would need a cool off period time. Wait a year.
I mean, I hope so. I really do. I would love to see people like Brandon Braga come back, and because like I know Brandon Braga, like his big thing was,
I'll be right back.
he wanted a break from it, right? Like that's why he said, Enterprise didn't really work. He's like, my heart really just wasn't in it. And it wasn't until they brought on, I forget who that guy was that they brought in for the fourth season, which by the way, for anybody that's watched Star Trek Enterprise, the fourth season is by far the best. It's the one that feels the most like Star Trek. And that's because Brandon Braga stepped back and they gave it to, I'm blanking on his name, the new guy who came in and did the fourth season and gave us by far the best season with the best episodes. But like, Brandon Braga's come out in the past and said, he was just burnt out after Voyager and DS9, and he had worked on Next Generation too. But like, he's had a break for 20 fucking years. Maybe somebody like that would be ready to come back. I don't even know if the dude's still alive. I'm assuming. I've never heard that Brandon Braga fucking died. Or even, you know what? I mean, I would even take Terry Matalas because he did a great job with the third season of Picard. It's the only season worth watching. The first two seasons are absolute dog shit. But season 3 is actually legitimately good and feels like fucking Star Trek. And it feels like he's actually honoring the legacy of Next Generation. So get Terry Matalas in there or something. I don't know, but whoever they've had running this shit is just, what's his name again? I'm blanking. You just said it, but he's fucking clearly just not... Kurtzman. Yeah, there you go. Alec Kurtzman. Yeah. Clearly not a fan of Star Trek, or at least he wants to. He doesn't care. I don't know.
Well, he's a true blue activist too. He would rather put that activist stuff into his shows than write a good show. He was told to dial back the nonsense. I think season 2 of Starfleet Academy is supposed to get like tweaks because of the stupid shit he put in season 1. And I'm sorry. I know it's like they're rebuilding Starfleet. It's a whole start over, but Starfleet, what do you remember about Starfleet selection back in like the TNG? It was very selective, best of the best.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to get into. You got some of the most out of shape, low IQ looking people ever in Starfleet Academy. That's my com badge.
Yeah, it's, and I've watched it. I don't know why. Morbid curiosity, maybe. I don't know. My own fucking fault. It's awful. It's fucking awful. And you know what? You know what the worst thing is? And I heard somebody explain this. I don't know who the fuck it was. I was watching YouTube videos. I watch all kinds of fucking crazy ass fucking YouTube videos. But anyway, and somebody explained it in a way that I think is the best way to explain it. And whether it's Star Wars, specifically it's Star Trek, but there's a language for a universe. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that, it's almost like a song, like a melody. Mm-hmm. You know, where like if you're watching Star Trek, even if everything's different and they're throwing things in that have never been in there before, there's a way that people talk. There's a cadence to this universe that's been created, and the language and how people, go communicate with each other. And there's certain things that just are and are not done. And it's the same way with Star Wars, it's the same way with Lord of the Rings, like if in Lord of the Rings people, if Sam was like, yo, bro, Frodo, we got to get to the mountain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you'd be like, what? That's no.
That's the whole with what they, even like the former writers of Star Trek were talking about, like they don't like them using modern vernacular in Star Trek. Star Trek had its own, like you said, own language. Mm-hmm. When you watch Star Trek, it was timeless because of that.
It was almost like Shakespeare.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Theatrical and it worked and it fit in that, and it didn't matter whether you're watching TOS or Next Generation or the movies or Voyager or DS9 or whatever. It was very theatrical, and there was a cadence to the way people talked, whether they were human or alien or whatever. And
they actually put thought into the science part of the science fiction. They would actually have scientific consultants to make sure what they're saying makes sense.
I mean, you're talking about a show that literally has inspired people to grow up to be NASA scientists and astronauts.
Now, modern Star Trek will not inspire anybody to do anything.
Oh, fuck no. There's no fucking way anybody's getting inspired from that bullshit. It's fucking god-awful. Don't watch it. I don't know why I'm watching it, like I said, out of morbid curiosity more than anything else. It's fucking horrible. And like I said, we talked about this once before. The concept of like Starfleet Academy rebuilding and starting over again after some great big tragedy that basically kind of rocked or crumbled the Federation, like that's a cool concept that I would be interested in seeing. It's an aspect of Star Trek that we've never really seen before. It kind of almost harkens back to the, watching Star Trek Enterprise, where it was just Starfleet. The Federation hadn't been built yet, and they're going out there in space for the first time with no rules, and and we know where it's eventually going to end up, but the characters don't. Like, there's something cool about that. Had this been done by people who understood and valued legacy of Star Trek, like, it could be a good show because the concept is cool.
But it's built on absolute garbage because the whole concept, the reason why they had to start over, because the burn was so idiotic. It's where, all dilithium is connected through subspace, and this child cried and destroyed it all.
Yeah, it was fucking retarded. No, it was fucking retarded. But the concept,
forget about like the Romulan's quantum, like artificial quantum singularity drives.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, if it had been a show about something, I don't know what, something happening to the Federation and them starting over again. Either way, watching the Federation rebuild itself in some way, and maybe doing it through like, we're gonna, focus the show a lot on the first class to actually join Starfleet Academy again. That is a cool concept. If it was based on, I don't know, maybe the fucking Federation fell after, the temporal war or something, whatever you want to do. Yeah. Make it something that actually makes fucking sense. The concept.
They also forgot about the slipstream drives, like the Borg use, which the Federation was incorporating in ships too, which doesn't use the lithium.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and there's this one character on the show. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but this just goes into what I'm saying, where he's a Vulcan, and he doesn't act at all like a Vulcan. Like, it's simple shit like that. Like, who the fuck at this point in time does not know how a Vulcan acts? Like, even if you never watched Star Trek, Vulcans have permeated pop culture. Yep. You know what I mean? You don't even have to watch Star Trek to understand what a Vulcan is, to know who Spock is, and to understand that there is a way in which this fucking fictionalized society is. And they couldn't even get that shit right. Like, it's fucking bad, dude. It's fucking bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why we're bitching about it. It's not like anybody in this audience thought, I was going to watch it because I thought it might be good. Everybody knows, even if you haven't watched it, it sucks. Like, it does. So
I don't have any plans. I haven't watched any of modern Trek just because it's just. I've watched bits and pieces of it enough where I know it's like, this is just absolute garbage.
Honestly, and for better or worse, whatever. Like I watch all this shit. And I always have, and part of it is because if it's Marvel, if it's Star Wars, if it's Star Trek, if it's DC, I'm gonna fucking at least give it a try. Now that doesn't mean that there's things that it doesn't mean I finish watching everything, but I try everything, even if I've heard well in advance it's fucking awful. I'll be like, well, I'm gonna, I watched that whole season of that god awful Lord of the Rings show. I didn't watch the second season, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to tough through the first season. I'm going to go through. I'm going to see if there's any redeeming qualities in it. Spoiler alert, there's not. So I never watched the second season. But
it's like I watched it, Kevin Smith Revelations He-Man series. I watched the first season, and it was enough for me. It's like, this show was not for me, and they made it clear.
Yeah. No,
the second season is a lot better, but
oddly enough, and I think it was just because I was bored one day. It was probably on a Saturday. I did watch the second season, which was way better.
I hear that a lot, but
they lost 90% of their audience with that first season, which is why it got canceled after the second season, because nobody fucking watched it. But had they started like there, where the second season started, it would probably still be on. Uh-oh.
I just got a button.
Oh, there we go.
I was playing.
But no, I'm just, but it is one of those things. I don't even remember why I watched the second season. I think it was I don't know. I was probably bored and there was nothing else to watch. So I was like, fuck it. These are short little 25-minute episodes or something. I don't know why. But I did actually watch it, and I was like, "Oh wow, that was actually good. What the fuck happened?" But it was too little, too late at that point. But I don't know, man. We've been talking about it for years at this point, and so now it's gotten to the point to where I don't know if it's going to happen. For years, I've been like, well, at some point, they've got to realize they're fucking up, and they're going to fix it. Right? At some point, the studios are going to realize they're fucking driving people away from the content and they're going to lose money. At some point, they've got to fix it. But it's been long enough. I don't know if they're ever going to fix it.
Well, it was not going to happen on Paramount if Paramount didn't get bought. They were ready to drive that ship right into the iceberg with full throttle.
Which blows my mind, because ultimately it's still a fucking business.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
They don't care if they make some of these people that's working in these studios right now don't care if they make money as long as they're getting their message out.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe maybe it really truly is like, that all that stuff that came out. And I know a lot of people on my one channel, we've talked about it a lot, about, the whole, was it the 41 rules for communism, 41 goals of communism that came out back in the 1950s and 60s that the CIA had discovered, where it was like, we're going to infiltrate, among not just the government, not just the education system, but we're going to infiltrate entertainment and art. And these people were so ideological. They're like, we don't even give a shit, because either we turn the United States communist or we destroy it, one or the other. Who gives a shit? But they were so ideological. I wonder if it's these people that are running the shit. You know what I mean? They're so ideological that is more important than everything else. They don't give a shit.
That's pretty much where it seems.
It does. It does seem like that.
It's illogical to people. It's well, you want to make money. What's the point of doing this if you're not going to make money from doing the show? You got to have money to keep it running, but they don't care about that. Remember, capitalism bad.
Yeah, they're just fine with running it into the ground. Because again, it was one of the things, when it started and it started to get out of control and all that shit. You're like, okay, this is awful, and you think, well, eventually. They thought this was the right way to go because they thought this is the way society was moving, and so they needed to, placate it and compliment it and fucking virtue signal and do all that bullshit because they thought that was how you make money. We got to cater these fucking woke-tards, so let's do it. But I think we've gotten to a point where no, clearly they are part of the woke-tard group. They're not, I don't think they're just
that's
virtue signaling to them to make money. I think they are them because they are not making money doing this shit.
Well, the people that ran Paramount before were absolute morons and gave Kurtzman piles of money to put out shit. And Kurtzman could actually greenlight stuff without approval. That's how Starfleet Academy happened. People were like, I don't like one dude was talking about, I saw this guy talking about Starfleet Academy like on YouTube. He's like, I don't, people in the boardroom had to approve this. Like, no, if you don't know the contract with Kurtzman had, it is an insane deal.
Yeah.
You can approve shows without any oversight.
Fucking crazy, dude.
It's just, they gave him ownership of Star Trek. Everything he produced, Star Trek brand, it's his. It's nuts. That was whoever wrote the contracts for Kurtzman, for Paramount, did not know how shit fucking worked. Apparently, it's just
it's
insane. But hopefully, they with this, from what I'm hearing, he is out. They're not going to renew his contract. This show has performed so badly. They were going to make like a first look deal. Basically, it was a nothing deal anyway. Like if he comes up with a concept, did I get first look, see if you want to produce it or not? Apparently, this show has performed so badly, they pulled that nothing contract away from him. And they were only really give him like that little bit of tease because they wanted to like see if they can keep ownership of what he produced to Star Trek. I say let him keep it. What he produced does not help the franchise whatsoever.
No. What's going on? Have we heard anything new about who's buying Paramount?
Oh, it's already been done. That's Skydance. Like Skydance, that's been done. The deal's been done a long time. Skydance bought them, and they're.
Oh wait, what am I thinking of? Sorry, I was thinking of Warner Brothers. Never mind.
Yeah, you're thinking Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
No, so Skydance Paramount was trying to buy Warner Brothers.
That's what it was.
Which makes no sense why HBO turned that deal down because their offer was bigger than Netflix's. But Netflix did give them like stock options.
So it did actually get sold to Netflix? Has that been finalized?
I don't think it's been finalized. It's still got to go through FCC stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think FCC approve it.
I don't know, man. I mean, not that Warner Brothers has been doing great shit the last few years, but Netflix, it just seems weird, man. I worry for all the Warner Brothers franchises that I've actually enjoyed. Not that they've been doing a great job the last few years with the shit they own, but
I don't think Netflix is the right choice, though.
I don't either.
Plus, too, with Netflix, it's kind of like the death sentence to movie theaters too, because Netflix's deal has them having a smaller like movie theater time period, then it goes to Netflix.
I don't know, man.
Which movie theaters are a dying thing now too.
Yeah, and they are, and it sucks. Honestly, part of
it's the movie theater's fault as well because they got it where it's so damn expensive just to even go to the movie theaters. It's not worth it. Not to mention too, I got like 65-inch TV sitting there in the living room right on the wall. There's 65, 71. I don't forget how big it is. It's a big TV. Hanging on the wall with a sound bar. It's like going to the movie theater sitting in my living room. And I can pause it. Here's a crazy thing too. The movie theater should really the option. All these movies at 2 hours long now. They used to have this thing called intermission. People would get up, get more snacks.
Yeah.
Bring back intermissions. I know they want to maximize movie times, but lower your snack price.
Sit there and take movies and cut them the fuck up look what they. I mean, Justice League is the perfect example, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, never. You know, not even discussing the whole, you know, Joss Whedon versus Zack Snyder versions, but the fact that, you know, they're like, no, it has to be under 2 hours. What was that movie? An hour 50, hour 55 for a fucking Justice League movie? Like crazy shit, dude.
Yeah. Every movie is like 2 hours to over 2 hours now.
Oh yeah.
It's like, and there's no breaks in the movie, so
I don't know, but
I don't know. I couldn't get through this hour chat. I had to go take a piss.
yeah.
That's why, like, to me, I rather just watch when I do watch stuff on rare occasions. I watch it at home, which I watch more anime and YouTube more than anything. So I'm watching Fair and the Beyond Journey's End season 2. I got season 3 dropped. I was gonna watch it after this chat's over. Episode 3. I'm sorry, episode 3. And Hell's Paradise is back. Been watching that.
Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens, Abe.
What was the last movie I saw in the theater? Might have been Transformers 1.
Oh Lord. Was that the only movie you watched last year?
That was the year before.
Oh fuck, that was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, sorry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is about it for today. It is time to wrap this one up. We're going to go and head over to the next chat, where we'll be discussing all kinds of other things, not geek stuff. So, thank you guys. We will see you guys. We'll be back next week because, as I was talking about last night, my schedule has changed for the next month, so I'm going to have every weekend off. So we will do more chats on Saturday nights.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So we'll be back next week. So adios, amigos, deuces, yo, all that good shit. And
got my customizing chat tomorrow night.
Yep. So we will see you guys later. Adios.